Today, we will talk about a delicate topic that affects many of our relationships: the signs that indicate the need to cut all contact with someone, even if they are family members or friends. Too often, we find ourselves in toxic relationships that harm our lives, but we manage to justify maintaining these bonds out of fear of losing important people. However, it's crucial to recognize when a relationship is more harmful than enriching and to have the courage to make the necessary decisions to protect our mental and emotional health. Here are the 9 signs that you should cut off all contact with that person, even if it is a family member or friend. 1. Constant manipulation. If you constantly feel challenged in your reality, feelings, and decisions, this could be a clear indicator of a harmful and unbalanced relationship. When you're with a manipulative person, you may perceive a constant questioning of your reality. This manifests through the distortion or denial of your experiences and the manipulation of your perceptions. For example, they may try to convince you that your opinions or feelings are not valid or that your decisions are wrong, even if this is not the case. Constant manipulation can lead you to question your own feelings and thoughts, as the manipulative person tries to undermine your self-confidence. They may do so through techniques such as guilt, intimidation, or distraction, causing you to doubt your perceptions and values. This constant manipulation can create an imbalance in the relationship, leading you to feel emotionally exhausted and confused. It could also cause you to continually subordinate your needs and desires to theirs, compromising your well-being and self-esteem. 2. Lack of support. Relationships should be a source of mutual inspiration, comfort, and support. If you constantly find yourself having to face difficult times alone, it may be time to reevaluate that relationship. Lack of support in a relationship indicates that the person does not offer you the psychological or practical support you need during tough times. Healthy relationships should be characterized by a sense of mutual support, where both parties help each other in times of need. However, if you find yourself constantly dealing with challenges alone without their support, this could be a sign that the relationship is not providing you with what you need. This can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and frustration. Therefore, it is important to consider whether the relationship is actually contributing to your emotional well-being or if it's time to reevaluate it. 3. Excessive complaints. Being around someone who constantly complains can drain your energy and negatively affect your mood and perception of life. The presence of excessive complaints from the other person can be a warning sign in a relationship. When one person constantly complains, it can create a negative emotional environment that affects your energy and mood. Feeling constantly exposed to negativity can drain your energy, lead to more stress, and negatively impact your outlook on life in general. This behavior can cause a feeling of oppression. Furthermore, it may be difficult to maintain a positive attitude when you are constantly surrounded by negativity. Excessive complaining can also hinder communication and emotional connection with the other person, as you may feel overwhelmed or not listened to. Recognize when complaints become a problem and evaluate whether it is possible to address the situation together. However, if they persist and are not addressed, you may need to reevaluate the relationship. 4. Feeling of exhaustion. If you constantly feel exhausted and drained after spending time with that person, it could be a sign that the relationship is taking more energy than it is giving back. When you feel exhausted after interacting with someone, it could mean that the relationship dynamic is out of balance. You may feel like you have to constantly give energy, attention, and support without receiving as much in return. This can lead to feelings of frustration, emotional exhaustion, and lack of relationship satisfaction. In a healthy relationship, giving should be in balance with receiving, and both parties should feel supported, appreciated, and invigorated by the mutual interaction. However, if you feel energetically drained after spending time with that person, it may be time to reconsider whether they are truly beneficial to your emotional and mental well-being. 5. Lack of trust. When the trust that is a fundamental pillar of any bond begins to waver, it is a clear sign that something is wrong in the relationship. Healthy trust is like glue that holds the bond together. It is the certainty that you can count on the other person, that your secrets are safe, and that promises will be kept. When trust starts to fail, the relationship becomes unstable ground full of uncertainties and suspicions that undermine the connection. Lack of trust can manifest itself in various ways: secrets revealed, broken promises, words said behind your back. Every time trust is compromised, it is a blow to the heart of the relationship that leaves scars that are difficult to heal. When there is no trust, it is inevitable that there will be constant doubts about the sincerity and reliability of the other person. This can lead to constant scrutiny of what is said, the moderation of information shared, and the sincerity of the other person's actions. This is exhausting and painful and does not reflect a healthy relationship at all. Recognizing a lack of trust as a serious problem is the first step in protecting your inner peace and emotional integrity. Sometimes the wisest and bravest decision you can make is to cut off all contact with someone you can't trust. 6. Excessive self-celebration. This behavior manifests when the person in question constantly monopolizes conversations and places themselves at the center of every discussion, leaving little or no space for you and your successes. When you are constantly surrounded by someone who celebrates themselves 24/7 and shows no genuine interest in you and your experiences, it can become frustrating and alienating. Feeling constantly ignored or undervalued can cause you to feel neglected and unappreciated within the relationship. This type of dynamic not only limits your space to express yourself and share your experiences, but can also undermine your self-esteem and sense of personal fulfillment. Relationships should be characterized by a balance of care and mutual respect, where both parties support and encourage each other in their successes and triumphs. If you discover that your voice and achievements are not recognized or respected, you may decide to take steps to end that relationship and seek more balanced and satisfying bonds. 7. One-sided relationship. When you constantly find yourself in a situation where the other person speaks without giving space to your opinions, feelings, or experiences, it can become frustrating and alienating. The lack of reciprocity in dialogue can make you feel neglected and not listened to, as your thoughts and feelings are not considered or respected. In a healthy and balanced relationship, both parties should have the opportunity to express themselves freely and feel heard. Dialogue should be a mutual process in which both parties actively contribute to the conversation and are genuinely interested in each other's thoughts and feelings. Recognizing that the relationship has become one-sided is the first step in addressing the problem and seeking solutions. It may be necessary to communicate openly with the other person about the need for a more balanced dialogue. If the relationship does not improve despite these efforts, you may need to consider ending it. 8. Violation of boundaries. This manifests when you constantly find yourself in situations where your personal limits are not respected and you feel invaded in your personal space. Personal boundaries are essential for maintaining a sense of security, respect, and autonomy in relationships. When these boundaries are constantly ignored or violated by the other person, it can cause stress, anxiety, and a sense of loss of control over your life. Violation of boundaries can take many forms, such as meddling in your personal affairs, asking invasive questions, ignoring your wishes and limits, or forcing you to do things you don't want to do. It's important to recognize when your personal boundaries are being violated and act accordingly to protect your emotional and physical space. This could mean clearly communicating your boundaries to the other person and setting consequences for repeatedly violating them. If there is no respect for them despite your efforts, you may have to make the difficult decision to sever the relationship. Protecting your personal space is essential for your emotional well-being and for maintaining healthy and respectful relationships. 9. Lack of respect. Mutual respect is a fundamental pillar of any healthy relationship, and when this is compromised, it is a clear sign that the relationship may have become harmful. Mutual respect implies treating the other person with consideration, dignity, and courtesy, recognizing and valuing their opinions and rights. The lack of mutual respect can manifest itself in various ways, such as a lack of listening, contempt, or even verbal or physical abuse. A relationship lacking mutual respect can lead to a decrease in self-esteem, emotional stress, and feelings of inadequacy. It can also compromise the trust and intimacy of the bond, making it difficult to maintain an authentic and meaningful connection. Recognizing a lack of mutual respect is essential to making informed decisions about the health of the relationship. If there is no mutual respect despite attempts to restore it, you may need to consider ending the relationship. In conclusion, it is important to understand that cutting off all contact with someone, even family or friends, is never an easy decision. However, it is essential to prioritize your mental and emotional health and have the courage to make the necessary choices to protect yourself. Always remember that you deserve relationships that support you, inspire you, and help you grow as an individual. Thank you for watching this video, and remember to subscribe to Mindful Musings for more similar content. See you very soon in the next video.